to love. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, a big thank you for coming over. Right. So as Gagan said, we're just introducing the newest member in the family of Motorola in India. Right. So I'll just briefly touch upon how Motorola's philosophy has been evolving and how we have been taking this forward. And regarding the product that Shivam and Vijay will talk about the marketing of the product subsequently. So as Motorola globally, we want to position ourselves as a lifestyle tech brand. As you know, Motorola is just about a 97-year-old young organization. Not say old, but 97-year young organization. And we've always stood for innovation. So be the first ever cell phone made, or be the first ever walkie-talkie which was sent to the moon. Everything Motorola has been there with the Razr, the first ever 5G phone, 4G, all those things, something which we have been doing. One of the pivots that we've taken over the last 6-7 years is saying that it's not just tech innovation alone, it's going to help us succeed. We want to position ourselves as a lifestyle tech brand. So regarding that positioning, how do we go about it? So there were certain growth pillars which were identified, which we said we will be focusing on. So one is obviously, after the acquisition by Google and then followed by Lenovo. So there were certain markets which we had vacated. So we said, okay, fine, we need to go there. But before going there, we need to get our products right. So how do we go about the lifestyle tech? So hence the Razr was born. How do I build an iconic lifestyle tech brand? So it's not just lifestyle, but then that has to be tech and lifestyle which has to get merged. AI is the buzzword today. How do we go about marrying AI design with tech and make it a lifestyle brand? That was the other challenge which was there with us. People are using a lot of ecosystem products. I mean, I remember from 20 years back when I was passing out, there was hardly a bar phone. Right, today it's a phone. If I talk about everybody here, there'll be a phone, there'll be a tablet, there'll be a laptop, there'll be a watch, there'll be a buds. There are 5-6 ecosystem products which we call personal today. 25 years ago when we were at home, there was one electronic gadget at home which was a TV, which was shared between 4, 6, 8, 10 people. Right now, everybody has 5 devices. At my home today, there are 4 phones, there are 4 tablets, there are 4 laptops, 4 buds, 8 chargers, 5 watches, and spare phones, spare buds, and spare watches. So that's what the ecosystem has become today. Now, how do you go and play and create a seamless, unified experience? And what we realized was there are some things in which we were good at, which was the core tech piece. But then, how do I go about bringing in experts to make it even more appealing for the users? So that's where the partnership as a leg came. So for example, last year when we launched Moto Buds Plus, so we were partnered with Bose. So Moto Buds Plus is actually soundbar Bose. So when we said we wanted to go the lifestyle tech, which is the second pillar that we were talking about, we found out that Pantone is the world's leader in terms of design, colors, and everything, which all the leading brands from the Ferragamos to Fendi's of the world, everybody was partnering with. So we said, fine, can we bring in Pantone to us? So we are exclusively tied up with Pantone to have Pantone curated colors. The partnership goes to working with Pantone 1 year in advance as to what are the colors that is going to be there for next year. And then bring it onto our phones to make it accessible for everybody. So that's where the Pantone partnership has come in. Similarly, from a tech side, there are partnerships with MediaTek, there are partnerships with Qualcomm, everything works out. With AI, there will be partnerships with everybody. So be it a Gemini, be it a Copilot, be it ChatGPT, or for that matter, Perplexity. So all of these partnerships is something what we don't have, we go ahead and partner. So that is where the partnership as a pillar for us actually comes into the flow. So some numbers and results of the last year. So these are results up to Q3 financial year for us, which is October, November, December 24. We were the fastest growing OEM in the world. And entire calendar year 2024. So Q3 for us is OMB, whereas entire calendar year 2024 also we were the fastest growing brand. Some of the highlights of Q3 globally, we had a 21% plus growth in revenue and a 15% growth in volumes. So what that is meaning is that actually we are selling premium products more. So our ASP is driving up the growth, which is what the third thing is talking about. We actually had twice the amount of growth in our Edge and Razr shipments. So our Edge series and the Razr series is what we call as a premium offerings, which in India is starting from say 21,000 rupees. So that is actually leading the growth even globally. And globally, 35% of the revenue is actually coming from that portfolio today, which say probably 2 years back was 10%. This slide just talks about that from a 10% in quarter 4, 22-23, it's moved to a 35% today, with the Razor and Edge leading the growth for us in terms of the premium offerings for the consumers. Specifically, talking globally at a geographical level, we continue to be the strongest number 3 brand in North America, wherein we are the number 1 in terms of the flip category. So in the flip category, in prepaid, we are clear number 1 with our Razor portfolio. So as far as Latin America is concerned, we have a 20% plus share, and we are a strong number 2 and an undisputed number 2. Europe, Middle East and Africa delivered a 30% growth, close to 30% growth in the last year. And Asia Pacific, which is India, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, the entire place minus of China. Asia Pacific actually, we delivered 156% growth. So it's virtually the business becoming 2.5 times. So that's how that quarter was for us. And in China, we had 132% growth, again 2.5 times, almost 2.3x times. Coming specific to India, this is just the October, November, December results. We again actually doubled up on our volumes. Revenue was in fact even higher. So our volumes grew at about 114% and value was close to 140% kind of a value growth. Globally, I presented a couple of slides back saying the Edge and the Razor portfolio contribution was 35%. In India, it's 50%. So the Edge and the Razor portfolio is actually leading the growth for India, which is why you see the difference in the value versus the volume growth as far as India is concerned. And the share that is quoted here is again October, November, December IDC share, where we were 7.8% share in the market, which say 7 quarters ago, we were at about a 2.5 to 2.7% share. So we've been traditionally growing. Last 2 years, 3 years in a row, we've almost doubled our business every year, both in volume and value. And the heartening part was the Indian consumers are actually loving us, that the Google search share, we are actually the number 4 brand today. So that is what has been the results for quarter 3 for us, which is October, November, December 24. The India strategy has centered around 4 pillars for us. First is make for India. So what do we say make for India is actually the products is something which we look into what the Indian consumers want, and we are actually making the products for India. So there is extensive work that goes behind understanding what the Indian consumers are seeking for and we play with that. And then we create the products for that. Second is made in India. So we were one of the first brands to participate in PLI 1.0, and 100% of the products which are sold in India are actually manufactured in India for us. So these are 2 key pillars for us. The third one is how do we differentiate ourselves? So we differentiate ourselves with design and AI. So till last year it was design. So wherein Pantone came in, partnerships came in. Now with AI coming up, how do we take AI as well as a differentiation? So today in the subsequent presentations you will hear about what is Moto AI 2.0, which is something which we are talking about. And the fourth thing is how do we expand with the ecosystem? I started by saying everybody today carries a 4 to 5 electronic devices today. How do I build in a seamless connectivity across ecosystem? Smartphones was there. Last year we had launched the Buds portfolio. Just 2 weeks back, we just launched our laptop and tablet. So the Moto Book and the Moto Pad. My God, you didn't capture it, ma'am. There was a surprise look there. So we've just launched our Moto Book and Moto Pad last week in India, and that's again in India first. So globally, Moto Book and Moto Pad is not there. Moto Book actually for the first time in the world, we have launched it in India. That's from something which we found from the consumers saying, what is it that you're looking for? We said, we love the design language of Motorola, but we also love the seamless UI UX experience that you give with us on your smartphones. So we said, why don't we take it and build it into a Moto Book and a Moto Pad, which we launched with to build the ecosystem with something called a Smart Connect 2.0, which gives you seamless connectivity between the tablet, laptop, and the phone. Seamlessly you can move stuff without connecting wires. That's Smart Connect 2.0. So these are the 4 pillars with which we continue to work in India. And to talk further about how we are working on the marketing and the product, I'd like to invite Shivam to take you guys through the same. Shivam is our marketing head for entire Asia Pacific. So Shivam, over to you.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, Mumbai. How are you all? Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to meet all of you in person. I think we've been connected virtually a lot of times, but I think this time we definitely wanted to be here, be with all of you, and mark this moment where we're talking about a brilliant product from the house of Motorola. We've seen a lot of success over the last couple of years. I think Kevin spoke about that. We're now the fastest growing OEM globally as well as in India. The entire Asia Pacific region is seeing a triple-digit growth. And all of that is also, due to our positioning as a brand, right? So Damon spoke briefly about this. Our philosophy is, to position ourselves not just a tech brand. Of course, tech is in our DNA. We've been the pioneers of tech. We've been the pioneers of the mobile industry itself, right? The world's first commercial mobile phone was from Motorola. But what we've been able to do now is to pivot to this lifestyle tech positioning. And why did we do that, right? I mean, because in the tech industry, you see a lot of brands are talking about technology. Initially, it was all about hardware, and still you see a lot of players who just talk about hardware, right? However, when you look at the smartphone is key today. It is the most personal device of every consumer, and it has a role to play in the everyday usage of the consumer. So it's part of your lifestyle. It's not just a tech device, it's a lifestyle device as well. And how can it enable the consumer's lifestyle journey, simplify their actions, represent their style, represent their individuality? How does it allow them to express themselves in front of people? All of that, if the smartphone can do, then it truly becomes, sticky with the consumer. That's our philosophy. So while we provide the best of tech, definitely, because we are a tech brand, we have been pioneers of innovation. We've brought in design, colors, materials, finishes, with partnership with Pantone, the global leader in color science. We've partnered with a lot of aspects in terms of our software and AI experiences, right? If you look at our AI, we will talk more about it today. Vijay will talk more about it today. But our software and AI experiences are also bringing in the seamlessness that we need in the consumer lifestyle experiences. So that's a quick summary of what we are positioning and what we are targeting. I also wanted to share some global highlights in terms of what the brand is seeing in terms of traction across markets. So the brand awareness for us, Motorola, is at one of the highest levels in the last around 10 years. We are up 7 points year over year in all the key markets. Another interesting thing that we are seeing, traditionally, if you look at Motorola, about 5 years back, we were strong with the 35-year-old plus audiences, because those were the audiences who had seen the glory days of Motorola when Motorola was all over the place. It was the synonym for a smartphone. So the people above 35 obviously recognize Motorola more, but what we are seeing, the good trend now, is that we are starting to appeal to younger audiences much more. So about 58% of the new buyers that we are seeing for Motorola across markets are now less than 35 years old. We are also seeing a strong jump in terms of the web traffic, which shows the interest and the consumer awareness as well as consideration for the product, and tremendous amount of positive sentiment on media globally across for our products, for our designs, for our AI experiences and everything. Now, what's our philosophy? Of course, our philosophy from a brand perspective has 3 pillars. One of them is, of course, lifestyle tech, which I've spoken about. But the other is to always innovate with a purpose. So it's not just tech or design that we are doing for the sake of doing it. Every decision to bring something is driven by consumer insights, and we ensure that whatever we bring is actually meaningful to the consumer, and it's not a gimmicky solution. So that's what we have focused on. So whatever you will see today in our product, in our design strategy, in our software, in our AI strategy, everything is focused on what is meaningful for the consumer. Bringing meaningful consumer experiences is very important for us. And last but not the least, like Kevin mentioned, we saw in our research also that the consumers are looking for ecosystem experiences from Motorola, and not just in terms of devices. In fact, 3 years back, we started our journey into the ecosystem by creating our software called Smart Connect, which allowed consumers to seamlessly connect their smartphone or use the smartphone at the center of it and connect with multiple devices across the board. That we've extended now and launched products as well. So we continue to give the consumers the option across devices, with software. Now, coming to the topic for today, of course, the Edge 60 series that we are going to be talking about today. So before I get to the product, which I think Vijay will talk more about in detail, I wanted to spend a moment and talk about the Edge 60 family, because you've recently seen the Edge 60 Fusion that has been launched in the market. We've also launched the Edge 60 Stylus. 2 devices of the Edge 60 family have already been launched. Today we are going to be talking about Edge 60 Pro, and like Gagan mentioned, it's under embargo because the global launch has also not happened yet. It's going to happen tonight at 9:30 India time. So let's keep it under embargo till the India launch, which is on 30th. But what are we focusing on, right? What are we focusing on with this series or this generation of devices? I think 3 big pillars for us where we are putting in a lot of efforts in terms of enhancements. Of course, design is a strategy which has really worked for Motorola. Last year, if you see, we've gained tremendous amount of share. Every quarter, we've grown at over 100%, right? And this is something which has come from the fact that we focused on designs, colors, materials, finishes, thin form factors, light form factors. And now we take it a step further also this year by further enhancing our design story by bringing in more curved displays, etc., which make the phone even more immersive, more sleek, and also enhance the durability story to the next level. So it's designed not just from a color, material, finish perspective, but also from a worry free perspective, where you get a device that is completely durable. Typically, when you think durability, you think rugged devices, but our devices come with beauty and are also extremely rugged. The second pillar for us is going to be our focus on cameras or imaging, right? Our camera experience has really taken a jump over the years. In fact, the biggest validation of our efforts is actually in the form of consumer ratings, which we see today on e-commerce platforms. So Flipkart, which is one of our largest platforms, today we see the ratings, consumer ratings there, which are 5 points above. We are getting an average camera rating of around 4.4, 4.5, which is actually one of the best in the industry today. So we are seeing tremendous traction there, but this year you'll see further improvements coming in because of AI, software enhancements, and even hardware enhancements that we will talk about. And last but not the least, AI as a whole. And our philosophy, like I said, of AI really giving consumers meaningful experiences under 3 buckets broadly: capture, which is the imaging experiences; create, which is the generative AI experiences; and assist, which is basically your lifestyle experiences, making them simplified for you. And now, before I give the baton to Vijay, I just wanted to talk about the device that we're going to be talking about today, right? The device that we're going to be talking about today is the Motorola Edge 60 Pro. And I wanted to mention 2 points about it. Last year, we had the Edge 50 Pro, which was a very, very popular device. It disrupted the segment. Consumers loved it. We saw a lot of love, and we really broke through that segment, sold tons of volume, and even today, the product is selling like hotcakes. So it was a big challenge for us also to come up with a next generation of the device that could deliver the next level of performance to consumers in that segment. So that was one. And the other thing was that we really wanted to make sure that our device, because it's called Pro, provided Pro features across the board. We did not want to do a tweak in 1 or 2 areas. For example, just adding 1 camera lens, or just adding, say, some incremental battery and saying because of these 1 or 2 changes, we want to call it a Pro. What we've gone back and done is we've added value in the Pro across camera, AI, battery, performance, display, as well as colors, materials, finish, and durability. So all aspects are covered, and in fact, you will see today when I talk about AI, the next generation of AI that we're bringing in with this device, this is our most advanced AI device till date. And within the industry, you can compare the AI experiences to flagship grade AI experiences on this device. And of course, our partnership with MediaTek, it has a key role to play here with their incredibly powered chipset, with incredibly powerful NPUs that allows us to do on-device AI on this one. So I won't take the thunder away from Vijay, but here's the campaign key visual, as we call it. We call this device the Edge of Excellence. And I assure you, you will find that the device truly stands for what it does. We have the top KSPs listed here, but I won't read them out. We are launching this on 30th of April on Flipkart and retail stores and Motorola.in. But to talk more about the device, let me call Vijay, who heads product for us for the Asia Pacific region. Vijay, over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shivam. And now, how do I say it? Amchi Mumbai, right? And all right, I think thanks to TMN and Shivam, who has given a lovely platform to start talk about our wonderful product in Motorola S60 Pro. But trust me, as Shivam has mentioned, we have done a lot of work in getting this product ready. And you've already seen how successful has been our last generation. And this generation product, we want to take it one step higher in every possible ways. And you will see at the end of the slide, and you will also get convinced, and I'll ask this question, do you find this device as a pro or as a standard device? So let's get started. I don't want to repeat the same slide where Shivam has left it, but you can see we have got some wonderful key differentiator. Every feature is a differentiator for sure, but these are the major key differentiator which you'll not generally find in this price point where we are trying to launch our Motorola S60 Pro. We have a wonderful camera setup, and it's not limited to hardware only. You will see a lot of work done on the sensors, you will see a lot of work done on the tuning and optimization part, and definitely powered with AI as well. Second is very close to our heart. As Motorola, we wanted to bring few differentiation, and we started with AI, and you will see a lot of work. And please remember the word which I'll explain is predict your next move. So far you have not seen this kind of word, but now AI will do the prediction part. That's very interesting, where you will understand more. And definitely a few hardware specs like display is one of the best display in this price point. We will have a definitely durability, a wonderful chipset from the house of MediaTek. And we also got a wonderful rating, which I'll talk about later in the slide, a DxO Mark rating in the battery segment. So let's get started. The first part which I'd like to cover is on the camera. If you remember 2 years back, Motorola was a little bit shy in talking about our camera capability. Many people say that Motorola is a good phone, but for camera, I would love to go to somewhere else. But now we are proud to say that we have done a lot of hard work in making sure our camera capabilities is improved, and today we have delivering one of the best camera output in every price segment, not only this, but in almost every price segment. And the reasons are plenty. We have already given a very good hardware system throughout our journey, but we also believed in giving good sensors. So we got this journey started last year by integrating with Sony Litia sensors, and you'll see we have delivered wonderful output to that. And second, and that's a very important one, it's an exclusive partnership globally. No other smartphone brand has got this partnership. We are the only one. Motorola has got the only partnership with Pantone, which helps us in multiple ways. It definitely got started with selections of color because they had a very good color science. But now, as we started learning more about them, they have a wonderful color science lab, which allows us to test multiple things, including the camera output, and not only output, also displaying on the display itself. So we have got this exclusive partnership, which we will again discuss. And the third, which is actually the big lift, why we see that in short span of time, from nowhere, we are one of the best camera system is through Moto AI, which again I will discuss a little bit in the upcoming slide. But before going there, speaking to the hardware which matters to Indian consumers, because that's the beginning part. So if you see already the hardware has got one of the best hardware system in the price point. The main camera is a 50 megapixel, which has been powered with Sony Litia sensors and definitely has got an OIS. The second camera is a segment highest, I'll say, resolution, which comes with an ultra wide. And thanks to autofocus capability, you can use the second camera lens even for macro work. And the third camera is a telephoto lens, which has got a capability of doing a 50x super zoom, and it has got a resolution of 10 megapixel itself. So that's the hardware. You can already see it's got one of the best hardware in the price point. But what about the sensor? As I mentioned, we have been using a Sony Litia sensor for last 2 generations, and with more and more work, we have further optimized thanks to the work which we have done it. In India itself, we have a camera lab in Bangalore, and the team is spread across India. And as a result of this, you get almost perfect shots in any lighting condition, be it a natural light, artificial light, low light, or even night light situation. got hung. Okay. This is one important thing I think which we have been speaking since last year is our partnership with Pantone, and as I mentioned, it's not only limited to the colors which we are giving into our devices. This is a validation which comes from Pantone, and if you see there are two tick marks, one on the blue and one is in the brownish. So there are two validation which we have got from Pantone is that whatever you see from your naked eyes and what is getting clicked by your camera is actually coming back to the display. And how does it happen? When you click, the camera lenses capture the photos, it processes, it comes back to a display. So it's not only the processing power which has been validated by Pantone, even the output on the display, which does matter, the final result, has been validated by Pantone. This is again some hardware aspects. We have got definitely segment's highest resolution camera, but with a 120-degree ultra-wide angle as well. And thanks to autofocus, we're able to use the same camera lens for macro vision as well. I don't know, it's getting lagged. All right, the third camera lens which we have mentioned that has got a capability of telephoto, which can super zoom up to 50x and has got an OIS capability as well. And it has a 3x optical zoom capability as well. And we also got feedback on our software, or I'll say camera UI. So you'll see a new PIP window, which is picture-in-picture window, when you can actually locate the exact position of the pictures which you want to click it. So in terms of hardware, we have got one of the best in the system, but we did not limit here. We have also added a multispectral light sensor, which actually improves your camera capability in terms of processing and giving a better output as well. And I don't want to miss this selfie camera. Even the selfie camera has got one of the best, or else the highest resolution in the price point. We've got a 50 megapixel selfie camera loaded with all the features which is available here, including the phone or photo booth and the ultra HDR capability for both main camera as well as your selfie camera as well. This is the capability of the portrait camera here. You can see you can do it at various lenses at 100 centimeter, 150, 200 and 250 centimeter. Particularly, okay, sorry, there was a slide missing. Particularly for India, we have done few algorithm check, making sure you got one of the best portrait pictures, thanks to the feedback we have received in last year generation and even few launches which we have done this year. And I want to spend here, because we have known about hardware and the sensors part for so many products, but this is the game differentiator which I would like to mention here is about capture, or I'll say Moto AI. As Shivam has mentioned, we have got three buckets: capture, create, and assist. This is one thing which we have done internally at Motorola, and using this Moto AI, your capture capabilities goes next level. But before going there, we have done a lot of AI work which you will see in group shot, action shot, long exposure, and also we have created a wonderful style called signature style here. Just give me a minute, I think I'm needing water. What we have done, we have already knew that we have improved our camera. And this is all done by the knowledge and experience which Motorola team has it. So we have done the optimization tuning. But the time has come where we want to give this power to our users, because you have purchased this phone and we don't want to rely on our optimization tuning. Now you can use your own understanding based on the output, and you get your own signature style. So what happens here, let me go back again. Some slides are missing here. So here, using your own style, what we say signature. If you go today in the display setting or the phone setting, there are only two styles. One is natural and the other one is saturated. If you go to your setting in any phones, you can see that. But now we have brought something called AI signature style, and where you can give input to your device in terms of food, portrait or landscape. The AI understands your taste, because my taste may be different, madam's taste will be different, his taste will be different. But based on the output or the input what you give it to the device, you start getting the signature style of your own. Like here example, this is a native color tone of the food, which many people would be liking it. But for me, I wanted a more saturated color, so I've given this color tone for myself. I don't know, I'm struggling.
Vijay, I can.
Yeah, Shivam will take it.
Yeah, just give me a minute. I think you can take it.
Shivam,
Yeah.
you have your mic on?
About how AI is basically we are customizing it. We are making it relevant for the consumers. We are giving meaningful consumer experiences, right? So we don't just want to give consumers something for the sake of it, but we want to give consumers experiences that really make a difference in their lives. Today, if you look at the camera experiences, typically people, especially when you review the devices, right, you will say, oh, I like the color tone for this camera of the device, or I like the saturation, or whatever tuning of this device. Every camera has different tuning. So of course, we have invested a lot of resources and time, especially Vijay has, built this specialized labs in India, in Bangalore, where we actually have dedicated engineers sitting and optimizing for India. One of the biggest challenges that we saw for India was that, one, we have a lot of different skin tones. I think we have a huge variety of skin tones across India. Second, our environment is much different from the global environments. There's a lot of dust and various other factors in the environment. So we've, of course, spent a lot of time in ensuring that we give the most optimal tuning to our consumers, and we've seen the results all through. But this time, and with the AI coming in, we want to give consumers an option to set their own preferences. Because you have bought a device, and you may not be perfectly happy with the optimization that we feel is the best for you. So what we've given consumers as an option is that whether it's it's a portrait or it's a landscape shot, you can decide, or a food shot, you can decide what kind of images you prefer for a different kind of shot. So for example, for food, you prefer the shots to be saturated. But when you take your own pictures, you want them to be natural. You give that input to the AI, say, these are the 5 pictures, set the preferences, this is the saturation that I like for this kind of picture. You will tune your own camera. We are giving the power of tuning your own camera to the consumer by giving AI just inputs in terms of what do you like. Give it 5 pictures of what you like, and it will understand what kind of pictures you like, when it is a portrait, when it is a food shot, when it is that, and start delivering those kind of results. So you decide what colors, what saturation levels you need for what kind of pictures, and the AI will do it for you. So that's the level of customization that we're doing here, right? Moving on, this was an example. So this is for example, the standard tuning of the device, but you always want to post copy pictures of the food on Instagram, maybe because you're a food blogger or whatever, right? You give inputs, tell the AI, I like these kind of pictures when I'm shooting food, it will start giving you this kind of output for food, and for others, it will give you a different output. This is an example for the portrait. So like I said, if you see the options there, for food you can import shots, for portraits, for landscape, you define what you like, and accordingly the AI will learn your preferences and give the output accordingly. We also have a lot of other AI features in the imaging, right? Because if you remember, like I said, capture is a very important part or a very important pillar of Moto AI this time, right? So imaging experiences are powered by Moto AI. Some of the key imaging experiences are group shot, action shot, long exposure, signature style. We just spoke about signature style, but I'll talk about some of them more in detail, right? So this is the capture section. Let's talk more in detail. There is a big improvement in terms of portraits. So we've invested a lot of time in getting the right background blur, mimicking true DSLR capabilities, right? So you'll find that our cameras are literally as good as a DSLR. You get different exposure levels, different levels of blur. You also get ultra HDR capability, so vivid colors, shadows, highlights, all of that. Standard versus ultra HDR is something that you can see here. Photo booth is a feature that we used to have in our Razor, where you just do a hand gesture and it clicks 4 pictures in a shot. So you are able to give different expressions without having to click 4 different pictures. It automatically captures a burst of 4 pictures for you. It also comes with the segment's best selfie camera, 50 megapixel quad pixel camera, which of course we just spoke about more in detail. So incredible 4K videos is what you can record with that. And one of the sensors that is there on the device is also this multispectral 3-in-1 light sensor. Now what does it do? It's a sensor that basically helps us understand the lighting conditions, understand the colors and the surroundings, and helps us optimize for exposure, for white balance, and is able to give us incredible color validation also. So if you know that our cameras are validated by Pantone for true colors, which means that we are able to give the best output in terms of color science. Yeah, so this we have seen. Okay, sorry. I think I've been going back. I didn't notice that. But yeah, so we'll look at these actions. So we spoke about signature style. Next, let me talk about the group shot. So in terms of the group shot, this is a feature I think some of you have already seen. But this is a shot where if you're taking a picture with a group of friends, you're able to literally, if the expressions are not right, if the eyes are closed, the AI automatically recognizes that. It takes a burst of pictures in the background. It is able to identify the right one and is able to adjust it for you. The photo enhancement engine is a very important feature that we have developed, which is ensuring that even if you're not a pro, you're able to deliver pro-grade pictures. How? Because the AI at the back end is capturing a burst of pictures with different exposures and different settings, and is then able to pick up different things from different settings and is able to bring it together to give you the perfect shot. Adaptive stabilization, next level of stabilization that you're able to get on the device. So you get OIS, of course, you get EIS, of course, on the device, but you also get AI adaptive stabilization, which further enhances this level of stabilization that you can see on the device. Next, you look at action shot. This is again an incredible feature. Typically, you see people in action, dancing, exercising, jumping. All you need to do is enable the action shot, and you get incredibly clear, blur-free pictures even when people are in action. And our output, frankly, is comparable to GoPros. You can test it out. Of course, our device is slightly bigger than the GoPro, but you get literally the kind of output that you get on a GoPro with respect to your action shots. Also, we've got auto motion capture, right? So typically, when you're shooting a video, the settings are not optimized for motion, and hence you get, for example, the focus is on the guy, but the cat is blurry, right? But if you switch on, with our technology, we are able to optimize the shutter speed. So if you see the shutter speed, the AI recognizes there's motion, it is able to optimize the shutter speed and the settings to be able to give you the clearest picture even when things are moving for a video, right? Long exposure is, something that, of course, is a feature that you have available to create these vivid, stunning visuals with light trails, etc., for your social media. The zoom, we definitely have a 10 megapixel telephoto camera with 3x optical image stabilization, and with AI you can go up to 50x super zoom. And if you notice, we've also given this widget at the top because typically when you zoom in so much, you tend to lose where you are in the scene. So what we've done is we've given a widget there so that you're able to track where exactly you are and zoom in really deep into that, right? Video. Now this is a big one, right? I think we've seen a huge jump in terms of our performance in terms of statics, images, and we've seen a lot of appreciation from consumers also. Video was something that, yes, we were good, but this year I think we've just broken that level, that barrier. We've gone to the next level. What we've brought in, if you remember, I spoke about image enhancement feature. We have that for statics. Now we're bringing that for videos, right? So that is, and if you see this, right, this is, and it does it in real time. So elevates the quality of the video in real time while you're shooting it. Does similar things, captures the video in multiple exposures, and is able to optimize the video for the best output in real time, literally. So it optimizes the exposure, color, clarity, audio. So the video output that you get when you shoot a video through this device is one of the best, right? You get video HDR and HDR10 plus recording capability. You also get 4K FPS, 30 FPS video recording on all the sensors of the device, the rear as well as the front. And you also get incredible AI features from Google. So we are not just, so like we said, I think we don't believe in just giving, saying, oh, we have Moto AI, so we don't want to work with partners. Wherever we feel that the partners are developing relevant solutions, we give that. So you get the suite of Google Photos, and this is a new feature that will be available from on the device right from the word go, with editing made that's made easy. It's called auto frame, and it allows you to, for example, if you're sitting on this kind of an environment, you want to change that, you can literally change the setting by reimagining the place. You just give the input and you change it to whatever you want it to be, right? So that feature is also available. You also get all the Google Photos features like Magic Editor, Magic Eraser, Photo Unblur, all of that. You get it, and especially it's very convenient because we have our native gallery as a Google Photos. So by default, in your gallery, you get all these features. Typically on some other devices where you have a native gallery, you have to first transfer to Google Photos to be able to avail these features. In our case, it's native and it's absolutely end-to-end. The other is, like Vijay mentioned, I think the camera UI, we've just enhanced the UI significantly. We've got some inputs that the camera UI could be more intuitive, could be more fun to use. This time, you'll find it young, intuitive, modern, and we've brought in all the features which are discoverable very, very easily, right? We also get the audio zoom, so you zoom in and you're able to zoom in not just to the image, but also to the audio. And that, I think, sort of summarizes the capture experiences for us. But before I move to the create and assist features, just wanted to talk about these 4 pillars that we have for the Moto AI framework, right? So we believe that the AI should truly, what is it that the AI should truly stand for? It should be context aware, first of all. Because if it is context aware, then it will be able to give you relevant suggestions. For example, if you are reading an article, or if you are out having dinner, or if you are waking up for breakfast, if it is aware of the context, it is able to give you relevant suggestions. Second is being personal. So it understands your behavior, what you like, what you dislike. Like I showed you the example of the camera experience also. Your own camera style, that's about being personal. Third is being collaborative, giving consumers, working along with the consumers to give results, not acting on their own, giving them choices proactively as well as reactively, but working with them. And finally, ubiquitous, which means that we believe that the AI should, at the end, remove your touch points on multiple applications and multiple access points. You should have just one access point to do everything that you need. You should not be looking at different applications and different actions to be able to access your needs. And this is why we've done a beta program on our Moto AI 1.0. We started that last year on some of our flagship devices. We've done a beta program, got a lot of good results, which has helped us further enhance the performance, and which is why this time now with AI 2.0, Edge 60 Pro is the first device that we are bringing in with a dedicated AI key. The key will be on the left side, as you can see there, and it is able to pop up the AI experience wherever you are. And the AI experience is ubiquitous in the sense it will pop up no matter where you are. You're on an application, you are on a web page, you call the AI, it will pop up for you. The dedicated AI is there, but you also have other ways to call the AI feature. For example, there is a way to call it by just double tapping. There is a gesture called double tap. You double tap on the back of the device and you are able to activate the Moto AI. The other thing that you can do is that you can also swipe on the screen and bring the AI feature there, right? So floating icon, launchpad, which is basically the swipe. The floating icon is here. If you can see it, you can just tap on that and activate the AI. You also have the app. You can access the app directly. You can access it through that floating icon, and of course have the dedicated AI key. And this is just a view on device versus on cloud. But before I do that, I wanted to clearly say that this is again our first device where we are bringing significant on-device AI capabilities. And that is where the MediaTek Dimensity 8350 Extreme also comes into the picture, which has incredible AI capabilities and allows us to give you on-device. What are the benefits though? Why do you need on-device? Why can't you just do everything on the cloud? It has multiple implications. One is of course speed, the response times. There are no queuing to servers, right? So you get better response times, better privacy, better personalization. So all these are various benefits that you get when you have on-device AI capabilities. And this is our whole gamut of top AI features. As I mentioned, I think we have 3 buckets: assist, create, sense. Now in assist, you've got catch me up, this one, that, next move. These are 3 great features which are there in our first generation of devices. We've brought in significant improvements in that in AI 2.0. We've got pay attention and remember this, which again have been a part of the first generation, where we brought in significant improvements. But if you look at the assist, catch me up has been there earlier, but the 2 features that are new are this one, that, and next move. And I will talk more about this in detail. And this is where you will see real incredible enhancements. Other features, you will see incremental enhancements, but this one, that, and next move is where you will see significant enhancements. And finally, in terms of create, you've got Image Studio and Playlist Studio. These are incredibly fun features. I will talk about that as well. So let's start with assist. Next move. Now this is, in my view, truly game changing. Up till now, and most of your interactions with AI, and you would have used tons of AI softwares, right? The way you interact with AI is today you give an input and you get an output, right? You are the one giving an input and then you are getting an output. This is the first time where you will see, proactive suggestions from AI. These are contextual, based on contextual relevance, based on personal relevance, proactive suggestions from the AI. You choose at the end of the day. It doesn't take a decision on your behalf, but it gives you a suggestion. So, for example, if you're on this web page, you're looking at this, Oasis reunion tour. Look at the options at the bottom, right? You could learn more about it. It suggests what could you do more. If you're looking at this web page, you could learn more about it. You could create a playlist of songs that you like about this, and or set a ticket reminder. So whatever the AI feels is relevant, it will suggest to you. And in fact, the AI keeps on learning your behavior over a period of time. So first, when you use it, it gives you default suggestions. But as you use it over time and the preferences that you use over time, it will start optimizing for your behavior, right? These are some more examples. For example, you're doing NSYNC's biggest hit billboards. It can say create an NSYNC click playlist. That's an option that it can suggest to you. The moment you click it, you don't leave the web page. It gives you a playlist. There's a playlist studio is part of our sense features. I'll talk more about that. But activates a playlist which is based on what you've selected here. So the next move is giving you an option. You can do this. You select it, the playlist gets created, and right there you're able to hear the playlist. For example, you get another option, create an image. And if you want to create a relevant image for that, again, you get it right there on the web page, the third screenshot of it. So this is a very, very powerful experience. And like I said, I just want to, further give this point to all of you, that we believe in giving the freedom of choice to the consumers, right? We definitely have very powerful suite of features powered by Moto AI, but we are working with Perplexity, we are working with Gemini, we are working with Microsoft Copilot, and all these options are available for the consumers to choose. In fact, if you look at some of the options, right, one of the suggestions is explore with Perplexity. So you can choose to do that. Another thing that I wanted to highlight was you could prompt also. One is that the AI automatically prompts depending on what it thinks is the best to use for which aspect. So for example, if you're reading your mails and the next move feature feels you want to summarize the mails, right? And it's Microsoft Outlook, it may suggest Copilot, right? Because that does the job better. The other way to do it is you can actually prompt it. So in Moto AI, you don't need to go to Perplexity app, you don't need to go to Copilot app. In the Moto AI, you just say ask Perplexity or ask Copilot. So for example, you say ask Copilot to summarize my mails, it will get it done through Copilot. If you say ask Perplexity to give me the details of the OSS tool, it will get it done through Perplexity. So I spoke about being ubiquitous, right? Where you don't need to go to multiple applications, you don't need to talk to too many people to get your results. It's just the one-stop shop for you. It does everything for you. This is your central point of getting access to all of it. This one is Explore with Perplexity. We've got the integration. This is a feature that I was talking about. For example, if you click that feature, it will give you options which you can generate from Perplexity, and the results are there in front of you to see. I just wanted to highlight that Perplexity is going to be available as an application on the device, but you don't need to open the device to be able to use this feature. Second, you get a Perplexity Pro subscription, 3-month subscription free of cost to begin with, right? That's part of the device too. But even after the experience, the subscription expires, the features of Moto AI will continue to work because there's a backend integration with Perplexity. If you want to use Perplexity Pro, you can top it up and expand your, subscription. Catch Me Up. Now this is an existing feature, assist feature. What does it do? Simple. You get down from a flight, you switch on it. Interesting feature. Now you guys are all taking notes. I can see some of you are recording, some of you are taking notes. What if you could just tell your phone, pay attention? It starts recording everything that's happening today, all of us. And what it will do is it will give you a full transcript. It will say, Narasimha said this, Vijay said this, Shivam said this, and Gagan said this, and then it will even summarize the whole conversation for you in a small paragraph, right? If you want the summary, and you could look at timestamps. You could go to timestamp. You could just ask to summarize what did Vijay say, and it will summarize only Vijay's conversation, or you could summarize the whole conversation. So no need to take notes anymore if you have the H60 Pro and you use pay attention. So very, very interesting and very useful. And this is what I was saying, meaningful consumer innovations from AI that make a difference to your lives. They are all useful experiences. Remember this. I think this is also an incredible one. You go to a place, I was recently in Barcelona for the MWC, and I loved, some wine there. Now obviously it's very difficult to remember that. So I just took a picture of the wine and I said, remember, my favorite wine in Barcelona. That's it. I saved it. Today or next time, whenever I go to Barcelona, if I want to drink the same wine, I just say, recall the wine that I had in Barcelona last time. It will bring out the memory. So you don't forget anything. You literally become, champ at that. So that you can do it with screenshots. You can take a picture. You can take a screenshot. You can save a text message. Anything that you want as part of your memory, right? Now let's come to create. Create, right? So we've got this feature called the Image Studio, a very powerful feature. I know some of you might have seen it across other AI systems also. But what we give it is right there on the app tray, right? So there itself, you're reading an article, it says create an image, and you're able to create it. Suppose you're on a chat, right? And you're talking about planning the birthday for your friend. The next move gives you a suggestion. You want to create a party invite, you can do that. You want to create a realistic one, you can do that. You want to create an artistic one, you can do that. Next one is the playlist studio, and this is even more fun. With this, it's not just restricted to say NSYNC's playlist or Sonu Nigam's playlist or whatever. You can just talk about your mood, you can talk about any input. So, pasta for little hands playlist. You watched your son eat pasta and you just said, oh, create a playlist for this moment. And it will try and curate songs for you that sort of work better for that, right? Instantly. This was an example that I showed you earlier, so that it can do. But you can just say smart connect experience, which we've been having on our devices, which is an ecosystem experience. Up till now, you could seamlessly connect your devices wirelessly, but you had to at least make an action to, for example, transfer apps or data across devices. Now, with AI 2.0, we've got this feature of show this on that. And before I talk about it, I think I'll show you a video so that you can really see the magic. Basically now, all you have to do is say, open YouTube on TV, open Netflix on tablet, open Spotify on PC. The phone will do it for you. There's the video.
Open Instagram on PC. View WhatsApp on tablet. Play Netflix app on TV. Stream Spotify app.
This is where you have multiple devices. If you have multiple devices, you can choose the device which you want. If you have two devices connected, you can just choose whether you want to choose the PC or the tablet, and it plays well. It works with all devices, not just Motorola PCs and Motorola tablets. It works with the entire ecosystem, although we'll prefer if you use Motorola. So that's what it is. Understanding natural language inputs and doing things for you without being a techie. You don't need to be a geek to be able to understand how do you connect, how do you transfer this, how do you transfer that. Just say it, the motor AI will do it for you. That's what I call magic. And you have tons of other features. I won't talk about all of them in detail, but you can, file drop, just like some of you, if you use Apple, there's a, AirDrop feature, right? It's like that on our device. There's instant hotspot, unified notifications, clipboard. You just copy something on your phone and you paste it on your PC. You just have to do a Control V, it gets pasted. So there's a universal clipboard for all your devices. You click a picture on your phone and you have a presentation, you just do a Control V and it pastes it there. Otherwise, you have to transfer the picture from your phone to your PC, then put it from there to your PPT. Nothing of that sort. You click a picture, do a Control V or paste command on your PPT, it will paste it there. It's there in your keyboard, across devices, instantly. And you can, of course, use the phone webcam also. Universal search, yeah, you can do on-device search, you can do off-device search, you can ask Perplexity, you can ask Copilot, you can set an alarm, you can set a timer, you can do anything. So, this is really exhaustive. I won't talk about it, but very, very powerful. You can do anything through this tab, and you're able to get anything and everything, both on device as well as off device. You can ask a question also, tell me which are the top performing teams in IPL, and give you that answer also. But it will also do everything for you on device as well. And it comes with the Gemini features also, circle to search, Google Gemini, live access to the AI, Moto AI in an instant through Moto AI. All of that is also there. And this, I think, very important for me to highlight. A big upgrade versus last year. MediaTek Dimensity 8350 Extreme, a very, very powerful chipset that we've really worked with in collaboration with MediaTek to create together as a very, very optimized chipset for this device. It is not just extremely powerful when it comes to performance. Over a 1.5 million plus Antutu score is what we are delivering on this device, which is literally a flagship grade experience a few months back. So this is a device which is generating that kind of power. It has got an incredible NPU on board. For those who don't know, NPU will definitely support the AI experiences. All the AI experiences that I've spoken about, whether it is capture, create, assist, all the advanced features that you see flagship grade AI experiences that you see on this are really supported by the MediaTek Dimensity 8350 Extreme chipset, and it's incredibly powerful NPU, and that allows you to really deliver incredible performance across the board. The key advantages is that, one of course is that we've definitely delivered better Antutu score with the Extreme version. So some of you might be asking what's Extreme and what's the regular one. So there are tons of advantages that we have. I think we have the media team here in the house, and we have a fireside chat with the media team. So I'll I'll let the MediaTek team talk more about this in detail, but tons of enhancements that we've done there. From a device optimization perspective, we have a big vapor cooling chamber, so you don't see any overheating on the device. It's absolutely perfect. Very large vapor cooling chamber, which means that the device temperature is always, under control, even though it's so powerful and even if you use it extensively with games or heavy tasks. The device will be available in two variants, the 8GB 256GB variant and the 12GB 256GB variant. One of the things that we've really heard from consumers last time was the type of RAM and the type of storage in the Edge 50 Pro. So this year in the 60 Pro, we brought in a significant enhancement in terms of providing LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4.0 storage, right? Which is the best in class. Display, yeah, I think we have been leading the display story for quite some time now. We continue to do that. This has the most immersive display in the world with a 96.47% screen to body ratio. It has all four sides curved. The sides left and right are at 45-degree curvature. The top and the bottom are at 33-degree curvature. All four sides truly curved, which means you hardly see any bezels. It is almost all complete display. Most immersive, 96.47% screen to body ratio. Brilliant POLED, 6.7 inch. One of the brightest displays around, 4500 nits of peak brightness. 10-bit display, which means a billion colors. HDR10 plus capability, 100% DCI-P3, which means the color gamut is incredible. 120 Hz refresh rate, 300 Hz touch response rate, incredible for gaming. Super HD resolution, 1.5K, right? And we've also got vision booster technology, which means that if you if you're in outdoor conditions, bright light conditions, direct sunlight conditions, it will boost the vision automatically. Comes with Corning Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection, so best in class flagship grade display all in all. And also the display is validated by Pantone. So the colors that you see, a lot of people today need, especially in the creative fields, need their colors to be validated. They don't want wrong colors. We've ensured that whatever content you're watching is exactly how it is intended to be displayed. The colors are validated and certified by Pantone, skin tones as well as colors, right? You also get tons of protection features, blue light protection, low motion blur, SGS, eye safety, DC dimming, flicker protection, all of that. So, top-notch display, Corning Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection, really top flagship grade protection here. Also comes with smart water touch technology. What does this mean? This means that if your hands are wet or the phone is wet, because it's an IP68, IP69 milk-grade device, it can be wet and can still be working fine. You can still operate the device without having any stutters or lags or false touches. Right? We've got edge lighting. Of course, it's a beautiful edge device. You can set lights for personalization for your family, for your friends, for different types of messages or phone calls. You can set the light notifications to glow accordingly, and you can choose the colors that you want it to glow in. Incredible sound. You've got brilliant, very large speakers, stereo speakers, tuned by Dolby, and it's got Dolby Atmos. It's got Dolby head tracking, spatial sound. So trust me, you'll find a very, very immersive sound experience on this one. 86 dB of output in terms of sound on this from the speaker, which is best in class. And like I said, one of the most durable devices. You can look at the device and you can't say it's a durable device because you think durable, you think rugged. This is a beauty, trust me. Do have a look at the demos which are placed there. Very, very beautiful devices, 3 beautiful finishes, but very durable. So IP68, underwater protection up to 30 minutes in 1.5 meters of water. IP69, which is pressure water protection. Mil grade, which is military standard protection certified by the US military. And just to show you, there are these kind of tests that we have gone through. Altitude, high temperature, low temperature, extreme temperature variations, temperature shock, vibration, all of that, it has withstood that. So it's truly military grade. And in terms of battery also, we tried to outdo ourselves. We've given a massive 6000 mAh battery with a 90 watt turbo charging and a 15 watt wireless charging. But what is important to note, we've got a DxO Mark Gold certification on the battery, which is a score of 164, which means that we are the world's #1 phone on DxO Mark for battery performance. This rating has not been published yet, so because the global launch is happening today in the evening. So from tomorrow you will see the results on DxO Mark website. You will see us at the top, #1. These are the colors, beautiful colors, like I said, and look at the finishes. If you notice the blue, this has a nylon fabric finish. The material is vegan leather, but it comes with a nylon fabric inspired finish. The sparkling grape is a beautiful, stunning color, which comes with the standard leather kind of texture. And the shadow also comes with a beautiful leather texture, but different from the sparkling grape. So you get a lot of variety and you get to choose what you need. In terms of connectivity, we have everything that we need. 16 5G bands, Wi-Fi 6, India's best 5G smartphone brand, which we have been consistently for the last few years. In terms of UX, you get the Hello UI, and you get 3 years OS upgrades and 4 years of security patches, which is good enough, trust me. Nobody needs more than that. So yeah, that's we've got everybody covered. And we've got tons of other software features. Moto Secure 5.0 takes care of all your security needs for free. Typically, you get this as a paid software, secure folder, phishing detection, auto lock, network protection, tons of features. I can't talk about this in detail today. This itself will take half an hour for me. Family space allows you to give a space to your kids, to your elders, to other family members, to get connected to them, identify their location if you have to track their location. Tons of features again. Screen time control, etc. You can do all of that. Moto Unplug allows you to unplug when you need to unplug. You want to go for a movie and you want to say, I just want to use my camera at this point of time for the next 3 hours. You can unplug. Everything will continue to work in the background, but you won't see it. You only have the camera application. You can use the camera application. After 3 hours, when you come back, you will see the notifications. You will see everything being shared. Eco-friendly, we believe in being eco-friendly, definitely. We've got 80% recycling materials in our packaging. We use soybean ink. We have saved tons of plastic and lots of carbon, coal, etc. And we are ensuring that we constantly provide consumers with eco-friendly solutions, but without removing the charges. We still need to provide the charges, especially in India. And we've got Moto Premium Care, which is premium service capability. So for the Edge and the Razor series customers, consumers get 24/7 chatbot service, free pickup and drop from home in case of any requirement, dedicated calling line, and definitely when you're doing a pickup drop, you get a free standby device for sure, a premium device during repair. So with that, I think we are at the end of what we had. This is the device in a nutshell for all of you to see. I've covered all these features in detail, so I won't be talking through them once again. But what I would definitely like all of you to see is what I spoke about in the beginning, and I think Vijay spoke about it in the beginning. He said two things, you need to understand. One, why is it a significant upgrade over our previous generation? And that was a big challenge for us because the Edge 50 Pro is an incredible device, and till date is the best device that we have. So, how is it better than the Edge 50 Pro, your last generation? And the second was, do you guys feel the device is a pro? And I think that's a question I'd like to ask before I move on. But do you think this device justifies the pro tag? And what I said in the beginning, it's not just one or two features. It's not just an additional camera sensor. It's not just an increase in a battery type. It's an improvement across everything. And if you just look at the AI, the level of AI, the experiences that you're getting on this is truly flagship. So I hope you guys believe that it's a pro device, but I want to show you this Edge 50 Pro versus Edge 60 Pro. Display gone from it's a 4-curve display, 4500 nits peak brightness, Corning Gorilla Glass 7i, 96.47% screen to body ratio. In terms of camera, also you get Pantone validation, new Moto AI features, 50 megapixel ultra wide camera, 6000 mAh battery, up from 4500 mAh, battery care 2.0, IP69 and military grade added on. The RAM and storage type LPDDR 5X and 4.0 versus 4X and 2.2. Incredible chipset upgrade also. MediaTek Dimensity 8350 Extreme and the Moto AI 2.0 features, which are way more advanced than what we had last year. So with that, I think, is there something more on the slides?
Or not on this slide. But
Thank you so much. So we're done with this. But like I said, you know, there's a very interesting guest that we have in house today. We've got Anuj, who's the director of marketing for MediaTek, who's with us today. And I spoke about a little bit about the features of the Dimensity 8350 Extreme, but I think it's great to have Anuj on stage. Anuj, welcome on board. Hey Anuj.